Hi there, Gemini. Welcome back. I do hope y'all guys are staying warm out there. It is freezing here. It has been snowing. It's been crazy here. Spirit gives a clear, concise message here for Gemini, please and thank you. Let's see what we got here, Gemini. Okay. Yeah, it has been really bad. I hope y'all are staying warm. I heard that in Dallas, Texas, 13,000 people are without electricity right now. So do keep them in your prayers, especially the homeless people right now, because those people need the most prayers. You know, I don't know what services have been put out for homeless people right now, but definitely keep them in our hearts and our prayers because this is terrible, especially the disabled and the elderly, too. Tell me more, Spirit. Okay. So, Gemini. So this might be for some of you. There's something going on here with your personal desires. The personal desires are clashing with traditional, something traditional. So it could be like other people's expectations. Other people are expecting you to follow through and get in line and do things in a traditional way. But I see here like your personal desires, things that you want to do, don't align with that. So it's like kind of like like maybe you want to become a police officer, right? And you come from a traditional family and you're a female, and they're like, no, 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 you get married and have children and be a housewife, that kind of thing, right? But there's definitely something here. You're taking a risk. You're doing something different out of like kind of like getting out of line. You're doing something different. You're doing something different than other people in your family or people around you. I want to say that it's going to be something that you're taking a risk on. You're throwing yourself out there, and you're really pushing yourself out there because at the end of the day, it's definitely going to be something that is going to give you security. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. It could be something that's going to give you security, but it's definitely something that's going to make you the boss. So you could be the boss, right? But it's definitely something that's going to be really good for you down the road, and you see it and you know it. So if that part doesn't resonate with you, this could be something else, right? But I feel like it might have something to do with a career. It looks like it's going to be something that's going to make you a privileged person down the road. So maybe you have come from very poor background, had a lot of money difficulties growing up. I don't know why I'm stuttering. Something's going on in this reading that's making me stutter. We'll find out more about it, but it's probably this karmic that's coming in. Could be. You actually have two karmics that are around you, so that could be why. Anyways, it's something that's going to lead you to where you're going to be the boss, okay? Not only the boss, but I'm hearing like you're going to be looking good because you're going to be able to take care of yourself. You're going to be able to do things that normally you wouldn't have been able to do. If you don't have a poor background and you don't come from, a time in your life where you were, you know, going through difficulties financially, this could be like you were an outcast in your family because of the things that you did that were so different than other people, other people in your family. You were stepping out of tradition, and maybe everything that you've done has been you stepping out of tradition. Okay. Now, you do have somebody around you who's very bitter about this. They're not happy about it. They're seeing this as something to be ashamed of or something that they need to hide, something that they need to block you or stop you from doing, because Gemini, why are you being different? Why are you being the different one? Why are you being the oddball? Why aren't you, just getting in line and doing the traditional things and, things like that, right? You are going to be a very, very, I want to say, a very solid, financially solid person, grounded. I do feel like you're very committed to this path that you have chosen for yourself. I do feel like you have been through a lot in your life and you've overcome a lot of challenges in your life. And that is why you are who you are, because of the challenges that you have faced. This is why you're stepping out of tradition. There's a lesson here that you've learned, and you've learned that the path that other people have taken is not the path for you. It's not for you, and you know it. And because of the way that you're doing things, you have two people around you who are very toxic, because we do have the devil energy coming out. And then if you look here, we also have the Six of Swords in reverse. I'm hearing like these people, they can't let you do this. They're taking it upon themselves. It's as though they feel like it's their duty to come in and stop you and prevent you from moving on, because in their minds what you're doing is going to hurt them. It's going to hurt the whole family or the group. You doing something different and setting yourself apart is something that's going to hurt them, which makes no sense at all, but apparently it appears to be something to do with, well, it can be their reputation, but it seems to be more of like the looks of things, the appearances of things. So if you take this position or if you go down this road, you're going to make them look bad, you know. Even though what you're doing might not even be bad, it might not even be illegal, or it might not be anything like that, but to them, it's bad. So let's see. That would be like if you were in say if you live in a Muslim country, right? And you decided that you want to become something that the normal don't feel like you should be. I don't know what it could be, but I'm trying to think. Like maybe an actress, or a dancer or a singer. It depends on how religious the country is, right? It could be something like that. But if you're in the United States, then it's just these two, their opinion. You are doing something different. I used to work as a security guard, and I had a lot of people come up against me because I was a female doing security, and I did security for years, for like almost 10 years. And people have it in their mind, especially if you're a female, they have it in their mind, or if you're a male. I just realized it. If you're a male, maybe you're going into something like doing nails or becoming a cosmetic technician, or something that they feel like you should not be doing, right? But these two these two seem to be taking it really personal, what you're doing. Okay, they seem to be putting it upon themselves, or taking it upon themselves to block you and stop you. Okay, there is a trap here that's being set up, because it's like they want to teach you a lesson, and they want to take away your opportunity. Gemini, don't listen to this too. Okay, don't fall for what they're doing, because they're definitely going to confuse you. There is a word for what they're going to try to do, and it's right at the tip of my mind. It'll come to me. But these two are definitely planning something out, and it'll come to me. It's like they want to humiliate you in public. They want to make you feel like the oddball. They want to make you feel left out. They want to make you feel like you're causing trouble, or you're the troublemaker, or you're the person who is. It's like they want to do something publicly. Oh, I know what the word is for this. Humiliation ritual. That's what it is called. This is called a humiliation ritual, where they want to make you feel a certain kind of way because they want to make it seem like, they want to see you combative with them. They want to cause some kind of conflict with you. They want you to like go into hermit mode and go hide yourself and, I guess be ashamed of yourself. Be, how dare you do this, For somebody here, maybe you want to be a dancer, you know? Maybe you want to do something that's different. Like I said, maybe you're a male and you want to be a makeup tradition, a makeup technician or something, right? Or a hairdresser or something. Nothing wrong with that. But they definitely want to put you back. They want to put you back. They want you to lower yourself or lower your expectations or something like that. They want to embarrass you in front of everybody because they want you to be hurt. They could possibly want to threaten you, and that might be for one of you. Threaten you or make you feel threatened, okay? Because of something that you're doing. You're doing something that's different. It could be also another thing that comes in mind is sometimes tarot readers are targeted. Maybe you want to be a tarot reader, okay? Or you want to get online and start a YouTube channel. YouTubers are targeted quite often. You'd be surprised how often YouTubers in general, no matter what your channel's about, just YouTubers in general are targeted because people think that it's easy. They have it in their mind that it's easy, and it's not. You know, they see the end product and they're like, oh, that's so easy. And then they try to do it themselves, and then they realize it's not easy, and then they get mad because they're expecting immediate success, and they don't realize some YouTubers take years to get their channel going, sometimes months, it just depends on what it's about and, stuff like that. Gemini, you are heading towards something big. I want you to know a lot of times these humiliation rituals that people put you through to embarrass you in front of people or to humiliate you in front of people, degrade you in front of people, they really do it because they see that you have the potential or you have it in you to do and succeed. And you will. You got the 10 of coins coming out. You know what 10 of coins, that is, woo, that is having money. you know? That is generational wealth. That is having everything that you could possibly want. Having stocks and bonds and property and owning things. Page of coins is coming out. So this is you. You're moving up. Why is the two of wands there? Spirit, why is the two of wands there? Oh. They want to punish you. They want to punish you because of your independence. They want to punish you because you're different and you're doing something different than they have ever done. You're thinking outside the box. People don't like it when you do things differently. Did you know that Einstein was well, they said that Einstein was something was wrong with him, and before people realized that he was a genius, people degraded him and said bad things about him, and because he was different, he saw things differently, right? Well, it looks like these two definitely want to punish you. Okay? They definitely want to punish you, and they want to punish you. They're going to keep punishing you as long as you allow it. These are two people that are close to you. Could be family members. Okay? But these are definitely two people that are close enough to you that they're going to be around you around your circle, around your home, around your family. You know what I mean? There's somebody that's going to be close enough to you that they can keep attacking you as you go. And I want to say even as you grow, 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 these are two people that are going to keep attacking you because they're bitter. They're resentful because you're doing something differently. You're doing something out of the normal that they've never done or have ever even dreamed of doing, you know? And again, it all comes back to the looks of something. Maybe one of you wants to be a stripper. You know what I mean? I'll never judge another female for her choices. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be a stripper, be a stripper. You know? I am not. I will never judge another female. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't know why a lot of women feel like they should judge other women. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't judge other women. You know, I guarantee you, if it was a man that was able to get up there on the pole, well, first of all, I bet you other men would probably say something about it, right? Oh, yeah. When I was a little girl, I remember Tom Jones came to town. And I remember, I'm not going to say who he was, but I remember there was a man, his wife wanted to go see Tom Jones. And, he was mad and he was jealous. I remember the way he was talking about it because his wife got tickets to go see Tom Jones in concert. And I was like, he's jealous of him. And me and the other kids were talking about it, and they were like, yeah, why is he jealous of him? We didn't understand it, but now I'm older. He was jealous of Tom Jones. His wife would never be able to, like be alone or be intimate with this person. He was a singer. He was an artist, and he was jealous of him. Anyhow, so for you who is a stripper or you want to be a stripper, I'm just throwing that out there or something like that. Um, could be jealousy, you know. Anyways, I think we should just all let people be who they are, and don't judge them. Just, if they're an entertainer, they're an entertainer. Maybe you want to be an entertainer. It doesn't have to be a stripper, it could be anything else. Who is it that was a stripper before? Cardi B? Or wasn't it Cardi B? Cardi B used to be a stripper, and now look at her. She's a singer. So it was something that she did that helped her rise up, and now she's a singer, right? Anyhow, these people are going to continue to attack you, Gemini. So just be aware of that. They definitely want to slow you down. But you have so much going for you, okay? I want you to know that you have so much going for you here. And everything that you are putting your energy into is going to pay off. And it's going to pay off in a very big way, in a very good way. You don't have to become a stripper, guys. Just take take what resonates. So if that's not something that has crossed your mind, then that means that's for somebody else. But whatever it is that you're doing, it's definitely something that is going to pay off. But like everything else in the world, that whenever we put our energy into something or whenever we put our time into something, there is always going to be a payoff. Okay? So there is something in your life that is going to end up lacking because of you putting so much effort into this one thing. Um and it could be like romance, it could be maybe you're gonna leave behind a romantic partner, or maybe you met a romantic partner that you were supposed to connect with, but you didn't because you were so micro focused on your career or what it is that you're doing for a living. In other words, there's a part of your life that's going to be sacrificed because of what you're going into. It's like a mother, let's say, like a mother who works two jobs, she's a mother. She loses time from being with her children because she's working two full-time jobs, right? There's something that is lost there. Okay? And that's what I see that's going on here with you. But the thing is these people are not going to see that. They're not going to see that you're making sacrifices to get this success. They're not going to see that part. They're just going to see the success that you're going to receive. They're not going to see all these sacrifices. And I'm only seeing one sacrifice, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to have other sacrifices. It just means like you're going to have one that's going to be very significant, I feel. And it could be like a romantic partner that you were supposed to connect with, but you didn't. I am hearing that you're going to have people coming to you and you're going to have people wanting to hear your advice on things. So, something that you're doing, Gemini, is going to be very significant. Maybe you're going to get into banking, could be, or you're going to do something with money, something to do with finance, you know. I did say earlier about stocks and bonds. Maybe you're going to get into stocks and bonds, but it's definitely something like that. And people are going to come to you and people are going to want to hear what you have to say. People are going to want to hear your advice. People are going to want to listen to you. People are going to want to, they're going to want you to counsel them. So they might even come to you with their problems. They might come to you and tell you things, personal things that are going on in their life. And they're really going to want to hear what it is that you have to say. People are going to put a lot of trust into you. You're going to be put in a very important position. So whatever it is that you're doing, I don't know how a stripper would be part of this, but because for one of you, I feel like you're going to be a stripper, or you were a stripper, or maybe you have been a stripper. Okay, um, and I feel like that's just one of you. I'm picking up on the energy of, you know, people don't see the sacrifices that you made of how you got from point A to point B, right? And here you are, you're doing it again. You're doing something that is non-traditional and you're doing it again. You're putting yourself out there again. So the thing is, you're going to have people coming in to ask you your opinion, and people are going to do this after they see the success that you have. So there's a formula that you have, Gemini, a formula that people are going to want to learn. It kind of reminds me of these people who come and they teach classes about flipping houses and stuff like that. Maybe that's what you're going to get into, or maybe that's something that you're interested in, right? Because it's something that popped in my head, like flipping houses, getting them, fixing them up, and making them livable again, that kind of thing, which right now we need. There's a lot of houses that they're tearing down when we actually need more housing. Um, and you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Because you're going to have people coming to you and you're going to be counseling people, I guarantee you these other two are going to like get really upset. They're going to get really upset about it. Especially the one that is very bitter. There's something going on with that. It's an air sign actually. So could be a Libra, could be another Gemini, could be an Aquarius, or somebody who has it in their chart. That person is very bitter, okay? And that person's very mean. They have a very mean streak in them. And they are very just like in your face kind of person. They don't hold back, they're going to tell you what they think and they're just going to throw it in your face. The other one is more about, is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And she is more, maybe might be a little bit more diplomatic because she's going to care more about the looks of things, so she's going to be more diplomatic. She's going to not get into your face, not going to be mean. But they're definitely going to do something in public, and that one is just going to be like a follower, But she's going to be just as guilty as the air sign. I just want you to know, especially when they try to publicly punish you or publicly humiliate you. And I want you to know something. Anytime that you're rising and anytime that you're heading toward a huge success, but it doesn't have to be necessarily a huge success. It could be even small successes. But anytime you're heading toward a success and you're rising, I found out that this quote humiliation ritual is actually very normal. It's like people's way of testing you to see if you have what it takes to get up there. You know, because it takes a certain kind of person. It takes a person with thick skin, you know, to rise that ladder. You know, so it's like they need to test you to see if you're capable of it. Now, it does not necessarily mean that these two have success in their life, but as you go and you rise up, you're gonna have more and more people gonna try to do this to you as you go. Okay, especially people who are at the same level as you. You know, because it's kind of like the crab in the bucket syndrome, where people are like trying to pull each other down because everybody wants to be the top dog, right? These two are nobodies, I will tell you, and they just have a really bad spirit. Because I just had a fly. Is that was that a fly? What is that? Yeah, there's a dead fly that just fell right here. So interesting. I'm like, a dead fly just flew and then I guess died because it's like frigid freezing here. But that just tells you how bad and how demonic these two energies are. Okay? That a fly literally came, landed on the reading just to let me know that these are demonic entities that we're dealing with. Look, it's still alive. Oh my gosh. And it's walking around. That is crazy. Anytime a fly comes into my readings, I know that I'm dealing with demonic entities. So you have two demonic entities that are around you, Gemini, and they're here to hold you down because, see, you're building some kind of generational wealth, which means this is something that's not just going to affect your life, but also your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews. You know, it's a chain reaction. Somebody here might be going back to school for something. You might be, if it's not that, then this could be you. Remember, I was talking about how you're going to influence people and people are going to come to you about advice and stuff like that. You might be influencing somebody to go back to school and get a higher education. For one of you, you might be paying for somebody to get a higher education. That might be confirmation for somebody here. But yes, as you go and rise the ladder, you're going to have more and more people coming toward you with bad intentions. Okay? Ill intentions coming in, being sneaky, trying to like outsmart you. Okay? And it's part of the process. I wish somebody had sat me down a long time ago and told me this. Okay, look, there's the devil again. I wish somebody had told me this a long time ago because this is something I didn't know about this. You know, how this is actually like, it's kind of like a hazing, you know, when you're joining a group, like in college, you know, how people in college, they join these groups. I never did. I went to college, but I never joined a group. I went to community college. I didn't go to like a university or anything. And you know how they join this group, and then they have to go through a hazing, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff to them. And then once they make it through, then they're in the group and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like what you're going to be going through, Gemini. And it's not just something that you're going to be going through, but I feel like you've already experienced this before in the past because you had to have, and I know you had to have because you have this thicker skin. Anybody who has the ability to start thinking outside the box, and anybody who has the ability to go against tradition, you know, and do something that's non-traditional, especially like if you belong to a family that's very traditional, if you already have this in you to do these things, then that means you've already experienced some of these things already. You've already experienced some form of humiliation ritual, you know? And now you're going to go through it again, right? And you're going to keep going through it. It's just part of the process. And I really wish somebody had told me this years ago. It would have changed my life. And I hope you hearing it now will change your life. Expect it to happen again. And it's going to keep happening. And these two are going to keep attacking you. And you're going to have other people attacking you. But just as many people that are going to be attacking you, trying to hold you down, you're going to have like 3 times more wanting to talk to you and hear what you have to say. So, one of you might be becoming a public speaker, a motivational speaker, you know, like like Steve Harvey. He's my favorite. So maybe like Steve Harvey, you know. Yeah, Steve Harvey even comes on the radio, guys. Well, he does in my area. We listen to him every morning, so he talks every morning. You're gonna override like everything that they say. I hope something I said here is part of why you're going to be able to do this. I really do. I hope I'm part of your destiny and part of your journey and part of what's going to help you get through this, because I do feel like you're going through this alone. So maybe you are single and that might be confirmation. But you're going to rise and you're going to be the mover, the shaker. You're going to be the one that's going to get things done. So people are going to want to come to you because they're going to see you as being the person who makes things happen. You might be somebody who's going to build the neighborhood, or you might be a person who's going to get into some kind of monopoly of some sort. That's why I'm getting like maybe flipping houses might be something you're going to get into, because it seems to be some kind of monopoly, you know. Anyways, Gemini, I'm gonna get out of this reading, okay? So be ready for this humiliation ritual. That's what it's called, okay? They're coming in, they're gonna try to hurt you. They might even try to traumatize you to stop you. So be ready for it. And it's all about a test. It's about how thick is your skin. Yes, your skin is thick now because you've already experienced things, but how thick is it? That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to try. So they're going to try to embarrass you. So be ready for it. Thicken up. Build that wall around you. Be ready to fight back. Well, you don't necessarily have to fight back, but don't let them stop you. That's the point. You don't have to say anything to them. These two don't pay your bills. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Keep telling yourself that. These two don't pay your bills. They don't run your life, okay? These could be like two nosy aunties, and that might be for one of you. Two really nosy aunts, you know, that want to come in and just tell you what to do, you know? Anyways, guys, stay warm out there. Take your vitamin C. Do eat some oranges. Throw some lemon in your tea. You know, get some vitamin C however way that you can. Stay healthy, stay warm. And, you know, if you can avoid it, don't go outside. You know, don't go outside if you could avoid it. So, guys, y'all take care. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.